dear students, wish you all a very good morning. Hope you all are doing very fine and of course enjoying your live classes. Hope you all are sound and safe at home, completely protected from this COVID, deadly COVID. Well, so welcome you all back to English literature class. We'll proceed further with the chapter 4 in revised English, revised fragrance English reader. There is A Clump of Lilac, which is written by Alexander Ivanovich Kuprin. Of course, he is a Russian writer. Of course, the setting of the story is only Russian. Name is Russian, and environment, characters, all are means Russian. So far you have learned, so far you have studied here that Kolya, hero of this story, was completely sure and of course upset as well that his 1 year labor will be wasted and he will be declared fail because his last paper, that was project work, will not be accepted, okay, as to hide a spot which was made mistakenly. He draws a clump of lilac, means bush, but when he goes to submit the project work, which was map work, to the professor quickly understands that there is something mess. So he cannot believe that they really a clump of lilac at the real place. So he says that he will go to the place to verify, and Kolya is sure that the professor will go to the place and he will find there no clump of lilac and his project work will be rejected. Okay, but as usual he gets help from his wife Vera. Okay, she applies his brain and says, okay, that lie will be converted into truth. How? As there is no clump of lilac, but a clump of lilac will be planted anyhow, immediately at the real place. In this way, when professor goes to the place, he will find clump of lilac, and the lie which was told by Kolya will be converted into truth. And that's what she does. You know very well. So she collects whatever valuable things she has and puts in a bag, and Kolya and she both first of all go to pawnbroker. You know who is pawnbroker? The person who lends money in exchange for valuable things. Okay. First of all, the pawnbroker is only ready to pay 3 rubles. Okay, because he is very greedy and knows how to take advantage of the needy. Okay, because this is his work. But when Vera protests that the stone in the diamond ring is not fake one but real one, And part of that diamond ring, there are other valuables also. Then the pawnbroker agrees to pay $25, 25 rubles, not dollars. No, very well, ruble is just a unit of measuring money in Russia. Okay. Though only diamond ring with pure stone values 37 rubles. Okay. The pawnbroker agrees to pay only 25 rubles. But Veera accepts that because she doesn't have time and she needs money. And she thinks that 25 ruble is enough amount of money to get a clump of lilac planted there. Now from the pawnbroker, they go to the gardener. Of course, it is time for having dinner. It's night, you know very well. And pawnbroker had just sat for taking his dinner. And that time, he is disturbed by the couple. And he doesn't like that. Okay. And apart from that, the couple puts forward a mysterious request, which is a secret request. What was the request? That the work of planting a clump of lilac should not be told to anybody. Should not be told anybody. Okay? It must be kept secret. That's why the gardener doesn't like. First of all, he refuses that, as it was late, it was night, so all the laborers have left for their home. So he will not be able to do the work of Kolya. But when the couple tells the gardener everything in detail, and when Veera reaches the point that she wants to get a plant of lilac planted, then interest is roused in the mind of gardener, and there's a smile on his face, and he agrees. Okay, and then a clump of lilac is planted at the real place, and Veera remains there at the spot and makes sure that nobody can doubt that the clump of lilac has been planted recently. Okay. And then the next day, this is the doomsday, as the professor is to visit the place, and Kolya had left home to take the professor to the place, and Veera is here very anxious. Anxious means feeling very much worried and nervous. Of course, she wants to know the result, what happened. If Kolya's project was accepted, okay, if the professor was not able to recognize, okay, that the clump of lilac had been planted recently, she waited for a long, but when she couldn't, then she leaves her home, of course, to find Kolya, okay, if he is coming or not. But on the way only, she finds Kolya is coming, clear, and he notices that his style of walking is very energetic, means he's walking vigorously. Vigorous means full of energy. And Vida is satisfied that this is a positive symbol, positive characteristics. Okay. And when Kolya, means Almasov nicknamed Kolya, comes near, Veera finds that he is completely covered in dust. Covered with dust. Clear? But she is very amazed to find that Kolya has controlled his tiredness. He doesn't seem tired at all. Of course, he is very happy from inside. He is very successful. He has become successful. Okay? If you are successful, you don't feel any pain. You don't feel any tiredness. You know very well. Actually, your face shines. And these all happen with Kolya. Now, it was fine. He called out in answer to his wife's anxious look. The Kolya sees that there is anxiousness on the face of Veera. And he says that everything is alright. Okay. And he says that he and the professor and he both go to the clump of bushes, and the professor went on looking. It means he was examining. Even he takes off a leaf from the plant and even bit it, means put in his mouth in this way and throw it down and threw it down. Okay. And he wants to know, the professor wants to know from Kolya what kind of plant that was. Okay. He wants to know from Kolya what kind of plant that is actually. Okay. And Kolya says that he doesn't know. And then the professor is fully satisfied and he extends his hand like this. Extend means, extended is here. So stretched. Extended means stretched his hand and congratulates him. Means congratulates, to congratulate Kolya. Yeah. And he says, I'm sorry, on sign. A sign means it is the officer of the lowest rank in the US. The lowest rank commissioned officer in the US, means in America. And so is Kolya, you know very well. So he extends his hand to congratulate Kolya, of course, on his success. And the professor accepts that as he is getting old, so now he doesn't remember everything perfectly, he thinks. Okay, he says that he must have forgotten that bush at the real spot. That's why he had doubt earlier. But now he is satisfied. Okay. But here Kolya is now repenting, regretting that he should not have lied to his professor, because He says professor is very nice and experienced person. Of course, he is very expert in his work as well. Okay, he says that he is one of our best professors. His knowledge is wonderful and he is fantastic with maps and plans. Okay, there is no comparison, there is no person who has knowledge of maps and plans like the professor. So Kolya is regretting that he should not have cheated, means lied to the professor like that. Okay. But it was not enough for Veera to hear the story once. She made her husband tell it again and again. Again and again means many times. Means Veera listened to that story, how professor went there, how he examined the plant of lilac there, and how he congratulated and admitted his mistake. This is the story. Okay. And Veera was not satisfied to hear only once. He listens this story from his husband Kolya many times. Okay. Now, and that evening, when Kolya sat for having dinner, he was very happy and satisfied also. So he felt real desire to have dinner. Okay. Means he was when you are very happy, you like having food as well. So appetite means feeling of hunger. So here one more meaning, a real desire to have food. Okay. Appetite, desire for food. Yeah. Means that night, husband and wife both had dinner. Means more interestingly, after dinner, Veera goes into her husband's study room with a glass of tea. And the couple burst out laughing at the same time suddenly and looked at each other. Veera wants to know the reason from Kolya of laughing, and Kolya also wants to know the reason from Veera of her laughing. Tell me first and I'll tell you afterwards. And Veera wants Kolya to tell her the reason first. Then she will tell him her reason. Oh, it was only nonsense. I was thinking about the lilac bush. So Kolya says that he was just thinking about the lilac bush and he laughed. Okay. And Veera also says that he was also thinking about the lilac bush. And Veera says that lilac will be her favorite flower from them. Okay. Hope it's clear to all of you, dear students. Hope you've enjoyed this session. See you in another session with another class. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Cheerio.